What up, what up? My name is Los Antonio. Welcome back to a very special edition of No Sleeping in the Trophy Room. And I'm back with a very special friend of mine, artist, songwriter, CEO of Lunchbox Records. One time for my brother Lunch Money Lewis. Lunch, what's going on, brother?
Los, what's up, brother? Staying clean?
Absolutely. Staying out the way, staying clean, keeping the energy up, you know?
Yes, sir. That's what we got to do.
So first and foremost, Lunch, how are you and the family?
Everybody's good. You know, got my moms and my pops tucked away. We just, everybody good. I'm just staying inside, staying out the way, doing a lot of thinking, a lot of reading, a lot of planning.
Right.
You know, it's good for self-reflecting times right now. Just really stick to yourself and get a lot done too. You can get a lot done. So I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it weirdly, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
What a time.
What a time. Yep.
So Lunch, I'm gonna get right to it. Talk to me about how this COVID-19 business talk to me about how this COVID-19 business has really kind of affected your record label, what you do.
I mean, I think it's affected the whole business in a way. Just being able, us as writers and producers and artists not being able to do sessions and, things of that nature, not really wanting to fly. A lot of people, in the business have lost tours and things of that nature, from the companies to the artists. I mean, it's funny, things like this, I was saying yesterday, affect everybody, the grips, the sound engineers. I mean, the only positive to this is we're all taking the hit at once, everybody on a different level, because, some people are successful artists and they can take the break. The 6 months won't hurt them, or the 3 months, or however long this is going to be. Some of the engineers who work in the studio need that constant weekly money, or the producers, and, but we all taking the hit together. So I think there's some positives, but there's it's downs and ups to it, but, we all taking the hit,
No, absolutely. Absolutely. And I know you have a staff of songwriters, engineers, and people that, you are responsible for. So in a time like this, I'm sure, the first thing that you do is think about how you can help everybody else and keep things afloat.
Yeah, I've been, I'm still paying my staff that work for me directly, because I feel it's important. There's a lot of freelance people out here do freelance PR, and people who, from cover art people, you have creative directors that you work with that are young, and people that are just out here really working job to job. I think it was important that me personally, I make sure I took care of my staff through all of this, because I know it's going to be a rough couple weeks, but the good thing is I'm taking care, because we're all still working. We could work from home. We could still get a few things done. So I think it's important. I've really been trying to help people too. I went on my Instagram and just kind of went out there and said, anybody, because I know there's people out there who aren't in our position, who need the essentials and the everyday things that'll help them just live, a lady hit me, she's a single mom. My husband worked at a factory in South Carolina and they got laid off, and I just helped her out with some stuff, and single fathers, and when things happen, I kind of didn't only think about the business. I started to think also about people, so it was like, once I see everybody that was my first reaction. And now getting past that, now we're kind of settling back into real life, to work, to the creative side of things, after we kind of got past that initial, worrying about our families and people, and just like, it's some crazy shit. But now that we kind of getting settled into this quarantine thing, I think that people gonna want to have some music and stuff creatively to kind of get them through it.
Yeah, and just talking about creativity during this time, you see a lot of artists going live on Instagram. People are putting out music that I didn't even know do music. You have a shot during this time.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you're doing? And your company at large, to stay creative and stay active during this time?
Yeah, I see everybody getting their TikTok dances off. I tweeted yesterday, we all can't try to go viral at the same time. It's funny, but I mean, I think it's due to, we're all inside. Everybody's kind of not, some people are bored. Some people are just trying to make use of their time. Other people are doing their blogs and dropping stuff. Me, I've never been like an oversaturated type of person. I've always liked to make it right when I do it. So even in these times, I'm kind of the same way. I like to kind of write with purpose and make music with purpose. And I think right now people need creativity with purpose to actually, I feel like art saves the world all the time. You know what I'm saying? So right now it's entertainment, dropping some songs and putting out some good bodies of work. I see a lot of like people who don't even do music or people that's motivative speakers or people who build furniture. Everyone's kind of on their inside vibe, just super hot, like creative energy. So I've been taking in stuff, I've been sending out emails, working on songs, listening to stuff, reviewing stuff, listening to old stuff, learning Spanish in the middle of all of this, like doing tutorials and like trying to make use of my time in a way too, to grow intellectually and musically. This is a good time to actually learn. If you don't know something, if you're trying to get nicer on engineering or nicer at production, it's a good time to like Google stuff and look up stuff and, just exercise your gift a little bit too. So I think it's there's a special positivity in this too. So, I'm still going to be, from my company, from Lunchbox Records and other things I'm doing for other artists, we're still going to be in the mix, once we all settle into quarantine and everybody's just ready to really enjoy, what we've been given, so it's going to be cool. I'm interested to see what creativity comes out of this, from the art world after this,
Yeah, I agree. This time is definitely going to tell who did what with this time,
Exactly.
This time right here is the time to tap in and just get with yourself, get with your craft, and work on whatever thing you've had, because we got all the time right now. So
yeah, we can't say we don't got the time,
Yeah, for real.
We got the time. Yeah.
So Lunch, obviously you see, there's an influx of information, minute by minute, hour by hour. There's new news coming out, and it's kind of hard to stay away from it. So, how do you feel about some of the reactions that you're seeing online? When you see people kind of like going crazy in the grocery store, you see people kind of just on a negative vibe, or you see, like, what's your reaction to those reactions?
It's hard because we're such in a time of misinformation. It's like a lot of misinformation, and there's a lot of focus sometimes on the internet for the negative. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think we need to, this is, to me, I said yesterday, it's a good time to appreciate, like we take a lot of things for granted in life, just being able to go outside, so it's like, I know everything, and sometimes the news and the outlets can make everything kind of stir crazy. I think we all need to kind of work with each other right now, even in our community, musically, in the world, everybody put everything aside and like try to figure out how to help each other, in a positive way, so it doesn't make people stir crazy. A lot of people who are elderly have been affected by this. So think about our mothers and our grandmothers and our aunts and our uncles, and not only think about your family, also think about everybody. Once you get yourself good and everyone's safe, let's think about everybody else. Cause this is definitely we take a lot of things for granted, so it's just like that. Everything could be taken from you. So it's like, we definitely got to, feel the blessing and feel blessed to be, we got life, we got air in our lungs, we got our mind sharp. So let's like make use of this time to do something that you'll be happy when it's all over and you come out the other side of this with results and like actually did something good. And this is a special moment. We never see nothing like this. Our parents never seen nothing like this. So this is a story we'll probably tell our kids. So just make sure we on the right side of it. That's important to me at least.
No, that is, and it's amazing to see people come together to do the right thing, and that's to uplift, in different communities, from musicians, restaurant owners, entrepreneurs, like whatever it is, it definitely is a great time.
I think this isn't really a time to like point fingers, this is a time to be like, look at everybody who actually artists and big corp, some big corp too are helping, like people giving, this is a time to give, because at the end of the day, it's the human race, like we got to give. Everyone, everyone has to give. There's going to be people, of course, who are trying to capitalize off it, but for the most part, there's a big group of us who are giving, from artists, and you need some essentials. Here's some, I'm cash apping you this, just so they don't cost me nothing, just everyone trying to, even it's funny yesterday, even though it's a big corp, I saw Burger King saying they're giving away free kids meals. I was like, it's crazy in the pandemic, we have to get to this point, but just little gestures, people, there is always someone less fortunate than you. And I think they're the key in this time, because it is a serious time. So we need to entertain them. I think the best music comes from these times. The best art in the world comes from these dire straits,
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Lunch, you know, we're obviously quarantining, you know,
Yes, sir.
a lot these days. We're in the house. You know, what are some of the things that Lunch Money Lewis needs? You know, when you're in the house like this, man. Whether it's music, movies, you know, like what's the quarantine essentials for you, man?
Man, I just, I stocked up on certain foods that I like. You know, we cook a lot at my house. Me and my girl, we do a lot of cooking, try to stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I still been going and doing little jogs, getting out the house a little bit, nothing too crazy, staying away from people, but trying to stay a little bit active.
Active.
It's the funny thing with music is, man, I like to make music with purpose. I'm not like the guy that records all day. You know, a lot of my homies in the business are like, man, we need a studio at the crib so we can just keep working. And I understand and keep working, but I like to write with purpose. So I really been taking in everything around me so I could write from a pure place when I want to write, So I've been kind of listening and absorbing a lot, just reading a lot, looking at everybody, how they're reacting so I could like write something and do something with purpose, and also organizing some of my other artists and people I have putting their projects together in the meantime and stuff. But a lot of self-reflecting, like I didn't really have anything I wanted to talk about when all of this happened. I just was in the moment of like wanting to help. I wasn't in the moment of, man, let me put out a song or let me make but after we settle in now, that's when the creativity starts kicking in and you start to get inspired by seeing other people and how they're reacting. Now I'm inspired, now I want to add my contribution musically to everything that's going on and like what we have to offer in this time too, to just give people something to like enjoy themselves too. Cause now we need the break. Now we settled in, everybody got all their groceries stacked to the ceiling. Hopefully, some people don't really, but at least for the people who do have it and people who are, we give something to dance to, something to smile, something to feel good, just some good art for them to like pay attention to distract from the craziness,
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, there's enough craziness out there and it's on us to recycle it and turn it into a positive, whether it's art, just give it back and inspire people and uplift, man.
Yes, sir.
So Lunch, man, before we get up out of here, I definitely want to ask you, what's your message to your fans and your followers and just the world in general right now? You know what I mean? From Lunch Money Lewis.
Be at peace, man. Find the peace within yourself. Move with purpose at a time like this. Don't only think about yourself. Just don't believe everything you hear. Go with your gut, go with your heart, and understand it's the human race. We all in this together, and this is a perfect example because everyone's affected by this, whether you're rich, whether you're not, whether you're black, whether you're white, whether you're anything right now. The virus has no name, it's catching everybody. So this lets you know at the same time, the people high up to the people who aren't, whatever you want to believe, whatever. But at the same time, we all need each other, so let's keep that as the main factor right now. And hopefully you end up on the other side with some positivity, through all of this.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Let's definitely, let's stay in it. Let's keep the vibe up. And man, I wish we could have did this in person, Lunch. We could talk about this for a little minute.
I know we gonna get to it. Let's keep the art flying through the quarantine. Why not?
Yeah, nah, man. Listen, bro, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us right now. And if there's anything that you want to let the people know, I see you got the Make That Cake sweatshirt on. While you in the house, stream Make That Cake.
That cake. Look out for everything Lunchbox Records and good art and turn off the news.
Word up. No doubt, Lunch, man. Send my love to the family. I appreciate you taking the time, my brother. And I'm going to check in with you, all right?
Same to you, bro. Appreciate it.
All right, love.
Love.